MCQ question number 30. An electromagnetic wave is propagating in free space in the z direction. In this question, we have to find out the magnetic field B vector. If the electric field is given by E vector is equals to cos of omega t minus kz along to x direction, where omega is equals to c into k, where c is velocity of light and k is propagating constant. So by the Maxwell equation, we know that the curl of electric field E vector is equals to negative of rate of change in magnetic field. That implies del cross E is equals to minus of del B over del T, or del cross E is equals to determinant of I cap, J cap, K cap, del over del X, del over del Y, del over del Z, Ex, Ey, Ez, that is equals to minus of del B over del T. According to question, the component of electric field along to x direction is cos of omega t minus kz, and the component of electric field along to y direction and z direction are 0. By putting the values of electric field components in the determinant, we will get minus of del b over del t. Again, by integrating, we will get b vector is equals to k by omega cos of omega t minus kz along to y direction. It means option D is correct. MSQ question number 32. Two bodies of masses m1 and m2 are connected by a light string passing over a smooth light pulley fixed at the end of an inclined plane. The mass m1 lies on the inclined plane and m2 hangs vertically. If the system is at rest, then we have to find out the correct statements. So first of all, we know that in the pulley system, if a pulley is light, there is no inertia effect due to pulley on the motion of the pulley system, and tension will be same if string is light. And we know also that the equation of motion according to Newton's is defined as total forces along to any direction is equals to mass of the system multiplied by acceleration of the system along to that particular direction, or summation of f of x is equals to max, summation of f of y equals to may, and summation of f of z equals to maz. So the free body diagram of the system is given as shown in figure. So the equation of motion on m2 mass system, t minus m2g is equals to 0, because the acceleration of the system is 0. That implies tension T is equals to m2g. Now the equation of motion on the mass system m1, so T minus m1g sine theta equals to 0, T is equals to m1g sine theta. That implies m1g sine theta equals to m2g. That implies sine theta equals to m2 divided by m1. That implies the gradient of the inclined plane or theta is equals to sine inverse m2 upon m1. Option B is correct. And again the equation of motion on m1 mass body, which is perpendicular to the direction of inclined plane, r minus mg cos theta equals to 0. So r equals to mg cos theta. So again we know that sin theta equals to m2 upon m1. That implies r will be m1g cos theta. That implies m1g square root of 1 minus sin square theta. By putting the value of sin theta, r equals to m1g square root of 1 minus m2 by m1 ka whole square. Option C is correct. It means option SQ question number 35. In this question, we have to choose correct statements, and to discuss these options, we can apply the special theory of relativity. So first of all, option A. By using the STR, we know that if the body or object is moving, then its total energy becomes E equals to mc square, or E equals to m naught c square divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. Or mass and energy of an object, moving object, are dependent entities. When mass is being created or destroyed, an equivalent energy or equivalent amount of energy simultaneously vanish or created, and vice versa is also correct. So option A is correct. Option B. So by using the energy momentum relation in STR, special theory of relativity, we know that E square equals to P square C square plus m naught square C4. So if the particle is massless or m naught equals to 0, then E equals to Pc. That implies mc square equals to mvc, that implies v equals to c. That means the speed of a massless particle is always equals to speed of light. Massless particle can exist only if they move with the speed of light. It means option B also correct. Option C. By using the Lorentz transformation for the addition of the velocity, we know u of x is equals to ux dash plus v divided by 1 plus v ux dash by c square. So given that photon's velocity is c, so ux dash equals to c. Then ux dash is equals to c plus v divided by 1 plus cv by c square, that implies c. So the relative velocity of two photons approaching to each other is equals to velocity of light. Option C is also correct. So option D will be wrong because A option is correct. If option A is correct, then D option will be wrong because mass and energy of a moving object are independent entities. That is not correct. They are dependent entities. So A, B and C option. Question number 42. A collimated beam of pion originates from an accelerator and propagate in vacuum along a long straight beam pipe. The intensity of this beam was measured in the laboratory after a distance of 60 meters and found to have dropped to 1/4 of its intensity at the point of origin. If the proper half-life of a pion is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8 seconds, the speed of the pion in the beam as measured in the laboratory must be nc. Then we have to find out the value of n, where c is velocity of light. So we know that if the velocity of the pion is comparable to velocity of c, then it's proper. Then with respect to an observer which is standing in the rest frame of reference, then its half-life will change. And with respect to this, the apparent time will be t dash equals to t0 is divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square, where t0 is proper half-life time and v is velocity of a particular pions. And the travel distance x is equals to v into delta of t. So x is given 60 meter. So 60 is equals to v into delta t is apparent time 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8 divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. By taking square on both sides, 3600 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8 का whole square, that is equals to v square divided by 1 minus v square by c square. By solving this equation, we will get the velocity of the pions will be equals to 0.9936 c. It means v is equals to approximately equals to 0.99 c. So value of n is equals to 0.99.